both houses of Congress have now passed a massive new spending bill that provides COVID-19 relief. That means a second round of stimulus payments, recovery rebate checks that will show up in your bank account. So how much are you going to get? And especially if you're a college student or a recent college student, what can you look forward to? I'd like to describe that in this video. Hi, I'm Steve Hunt. I'm a certified public accountant. I'm also the consultant for Prosperity and Adventure, and I'm the owner of College Tax Refunds, where we help thousands of recent college students get money back on old taxes that they don't even realize that they missed. So we're helping these recent college students and their families get lots of money from their taxes. But let me talk today about the brand new spending bill passed just today on December 21st, 2020 by Congress and soon to be passed into law by President Trump. So this bill provides a $600 stimulus payment to all adults in the country, as well as $600 more to every qualifying child. That means if you're single, you're going to get a $600 check, so long as you file your own taxes. If you filed your taxes and claimed yourself on your tax return back in 2019, or if coming in 2020 here this spring, you file a 2020 tax return and nobody can claim you as a dependent, then you will receive this second round of stimulus payments for $600. Now, if you're married and you file jointly, then you and your spouse will get $600 for a total of $1,200. Now, it's important to note that the first round of stimulus payments earlier this year was $1,200 per adult. So this is half that amount. Also, if you can claim any children as your qualifying dependent, that means a child that you claim on your taxes who has not yet reached 17 years old, so 16 and under, you will get another $600 per child. Now, that is $100 more than was given out with the first round of stimulus payments earlier this year. In the earlier bill that was passed into law and the money that was sent out, each parent claiming a child got $500 per child. So you'll get more money per child with this round of stimulus payments, but less money per adult. Most people in the country are going to get not quite as much as they received the first time around. It is possible, actually, to get the same amount or more, but basically that's if you're single and you claim 6 or more children as your dependents, or maybe if you're married and you have 12 or more children. Those people will actually get a larger stimulus check. So what happens if you have a child who is 17 to 24 who you claim as your dependent? Maybe they're off at college and you provide for more than half of their support. Unfortunately, they don't qualify for the $600 stimulus payment to children at this time. They're not a qualifying child. However, if your child, who's between 17 and, say, 24, who is your who you have previously claimed as a dependent, actually provides for more than half of their own support, and so they file their own tax return in 2020 and claim themselves, nobody can claim them as a dependent, then, of course, they are now an adult and they will qualify for not only the $600 stimulus check this time around, but they'll also qualify for the $1,200 stimulus check the first time around. That means that if your child is off at college and they are paying for more than half of their own support, that includes their tuition, that includes their living expenses, that includes their health care and everything like that, if they can claim themselves, or meaning if you can't claim them as your dependent because you did not provide more than half of their support, well then they will qualify and can qualify and should receive $1,800 of extra stimulus money when they file their 2020 tax return. See, those checks won't automatically go to them if you've been claiming them as your dependent in past years. But now in 2020, this is a year that actually they have been providing for their own support. The IRS doesn't know that yet. And so the IRS will not send you the $500 for them being your dependent child earlier because they weren't. They didn't qualify earlier. And they won't send you the $600 this time around. But when they file their 2020 tax return in the first few months of 2021, now, because they are not claimed as your dependent and they file their own taxes, they can receive that extra $1,800, $1,200 for the first time and $600 for the second time. So I will encourage you to consider and to calculate whether or not your child who's off at college, and if you're a child who's at college, determine whether your parents are providing more than half of all of your financial support. And if they're not, then you can go ahead and file your own taxes in 2020. Don't let them claim you as a dependent, and parents don't claim them as a dependent if you're not providing more than half of their support. And then the child can, in fact, get a stimulus check. But once again, if you're a student and your parents do provide more than half of your support and they can claim you as a dependent on their tax return, unfortunately, there's no stimulus payment for that kind of a college student. I do want to point out, however, that there still is the American Opportunity Tax Credit. This is a tax credit for college students that's up to $2,500 that many college students miss. In fact, the IRS says that as many as 9 million college students every single year miss the American Opportunity Tax Credit. Mostly they miss it when they had Pell Grants or scholarships helping them to pay for tuition. Now, if you're a college student who does claim yourself as a dependent, your parents cannot claim you, and you file your own taxes, then you get to claim the American Opportunity Tax Credit on your taxes. And that tax credit, like I said, can be up to $2,500. But for most students, it's about $1,300 that they missed. For parents of college students, parents who claim their students as a dependent, it is possible that they too missed the American Opportunity Tax Credit, especially if their child received Pell Grants or scholarships. And the amount that the parents may have missed can really be up to that $2,500. If you're not sure whether you missed the American Opportunity Tax Credit, I invite you to check out collegetaxrefunds.com. There's a free calculator there. It's online. You punch in a few numbers off of your old taxes. See, even if you missed the American Opportunity Tax Credit in 2017, 2018, 2019, the last few years, you can still get that money back, that up to $2,500 back. And it's an average of $1,300 that people missed. And you can get that money back by trying out the free calculator at collegetaxrefunds.com, punching in about a dozen numbers off of your old taxes, and the calculator will automatically tell you how much you missed, and then you can move forward with the process of claiming that money. So, there is money out there for college students and recent college students to get. And in the case of this stimulus payment, once again, you should be seeing the $600 second recovery payment showing up in your bank account as early as next week, before the end of 2020. Or it could be over the next few weeks going into 2021. The IRS is going to deposit that money into your bank account if they have your bank account on file, which they would have if you filed a 2019 tax return and requested a direct deposit, so you gave them your bank account information. If you got the first round of stimulus payments deposited into your bank account, then you'll also get this round of stimulus payments deposited into your bank account. Once again, look forward to that $600 check per adult, $600 per child under the age of 17 that you claimed, and of course, there are upper limits to the income on this, just like the first round. If you're married filing jointly and your income goes above, your adjusted gross income from 2019 was above $150,000, then the stimulus payment will be phased out as your income goes up. If you're single, that on your 2019 tax return, and your adjusted gross income was above $75,000, then your stimulus payment will be phased out above that level. And if you are the head of household, so you're single but you have a dependent in your house, then in 2019, if your adjusted gross income was above $112,000, then it will be phased out. If you have any questions, put them in the comments below. Go ahead and share this video with your friends and others so that they'll know what to expect about this new round of stimulus payments. And again, try out collegetaxrefunds.com. Please like and subscribe below, and have just a wonderful Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year.